And my challenge for you this week is actually a really practical thing that will help you do this. When you go home today with your family, with your spouse, whoever it is, I want you to start thinking of ways that God has been faithful to you and start writing those things down so that we don't forget. Just like when I needed to tell my dad something, write it down. But keep that to yourself. Designate a jar or a container at home that you can put that note into. And from now until, let's say, the end of this year, I want you to do this. Every time you think that God has been faithful to me in this way, write it down, put it in the jar. And maybe Christmas this year, a great time that you spend with family, you take out the jar, the box, the container, whatever it is, and you dump those notes out, and you read through them with your family, and you see, God has been faithful to us in so many ways. That's a physical thing, a practical thing that you can do to remember God's faithfulness to you. So then, when things happen, when God calls you to step out into faith, instead of being nervous and frozen and worried and just thinking all about us and how am I going to get through this, we can think, God's already gotten me through so much. Why would I not trust him now? Or maybe as you pray, you keep a prayer journal. Those are awesome. You can write down what you're praying for, and then when those things get resolved later on, go back to it and write, this is how I saw God move. This is how God answered this prayer. It may not be how you wanted him to, but this is how I saw God answer this prayer. Do something that is very practical for you, for your family, that will remind you of God's faithfulness. Because remembering God's faithfulness is what carries us through our discomfort zones.